taking over, that's a promise, not a threat.
Uppercut, season off top, you stop breathing.
That shit to me. Silly ass niggas, yo. Yeah, what's good, yo? Welcome to another episode of Real Talk, where as always, if shit's real, we talk about it. I'm your host for tonight, Pat Scorpio, the New England representative, and as always, I got my man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Yo, what it do, man? It's your boy Jesus Shutterworth, the guy, GOAT artist, aka LB Lauderdale Boss. You know, some different shit tonight. I'm gonna be rapping my ass off because I gotta do this shit with motherfucking headphones. And whenever I put headphones on, I feel like fucking rapping. I don't feel like talking about no goddamn boxing. I got headphones on, so I mean, we just gonna get it like this. So we here. Let's tune in.
Yes, sir. Ring gang in the house. Yep, ring gang in the house forever and always. And always, I got my other man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Hey, yo, what's good? You already know who this is. Your boy King P. Bodega Box in the building. Ring Gang Radio all day. Let's go. I had a nice little bodega space today. You know what I'm saying? It was good. We talked that boxing shit. But who's banned? That fuck nigga Oscar Valdez. He's banned from the bodega. Fuck him. Glad he got his ass.
And didn't you pick him?
No, Pilot picked him.
I was talking to Shutterworth earlier. I could have sworn the nigga said you and Pilot picked him.
Pilot picked them. King P was the one who had insider information about Navarrete looking bad. Yeah, a bad motherfucker that is. Yes.
Okay. I knew it was one of them.
Because that nigga was wavering because he even jumped in the chat like more than once about Navarrete's looking bad. I don't know.
I was telling people that too.
But I didn't fully say I'm switching my pick because I'm like, it's still.
Yeah, you kept saying might. You kept flirting with it like a little.
I said I might, but I did it. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, but didn't. So.
Pilot, I don't know why the fuck you just ain't stay with the gang.
All I know is that
this is supposed to be one of those where everybody at Ring Gang was supposed to get this one right.
Man, all I know is that Gerald Washington needs to be banned too, motherfucker. I don't know what the fuck this nigga thought he was doing, but I'll wait till we get into more of
I'm
that.
about to say, niggas just started jumping into this shit.
We banning all y'all niggas today.
Yeah, fuck all y'all niggas, man. The heavyweight division, all y'all niggas.
Yeah, especially in the British realm. Sorry, British.
But yeah, of course, I got my other man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Hey, what's fly? It's your boy Conscious Pilot, the West Coast Avenger, numero uno contendre. You know what it is, Ringing Radio. Let's fly. Let's get it.
Is contendre a Spanish word, nigga?
It is now. Let's get it.
Damn.
I guess. And last but certainly not least, I got my other man with me.
Yo, what's good? You already know who the fuck it is. It's your boy Rome Top 5. Chicago's on in the building, nigga. Ring Gang, we here. What's up? We here, nigga. Yes. It's Monday. We live. What's up? Let's talk about these bullshit ass 200 plus fighters, nigga.
Yes, sir. Rome Top 5, aka Chicago win with the Avatar background because he was just nigga in the breeze and shit. You know, but yeah, no, I mean, we had an interesting weekend of boxing. First, we got to talk about the Fight of the Year candidate, a new one coming straight out of Top Rank. Of course, we're talking about Navarrete and Oscar Valdez, man. Yeah, point blank, you know, everyone pegged it as the Fight of the Year, and Lord knows Top Rank was milking that shit, like having Eric Morales and Marco Antonio Barrera there, mentioning all the Mexican wars, everything, like it was straight up and down. It was like they were frothing at the mouth to make sure that this shit was gonna happen. Like I mean, that's the impression that I got. I don't know about y'all, but Top Rank was just really trying to will this shit into existence. I bet you they probably went to the dressing room and was like, hey, look, motherfuckers, look, fuck all this technical bullshit out there. Like, you motherfuckers is gonna punch each other until one of you guys drop, or else you ain't getting paid. Like, that's how that shit was to me, because they were like.
But it's one of those, for this type of year, it's a Fight of the Year candidate. Because I've seen people on Twitter saying it wasn't, and I'm like, nah, it is. It definitely, because think about it. Mm-hmm. How many? Can you name 10 fights better than this fight? I'm talking about not the bout itself. Like, okay, we got top level guys. We're talking about just you got the top level guys, and you just throw them in the ring. Boom.
I mean, personally, it's still not my leader fight of the year, but it's
no. I'm not saying. I think the Nuri fight is better because it was more competitive. But I'm just saying, as far as it's good enough to make a top 10. But it's more like a bottom half. Like,
oh, absolutely, my nigga, absolutely.
Yeah, because people was acting like it's crazy for saying it's a fight of the year candidate, and I'm like, nah, nigga, this definitely a candidate. I'm not saying it's fight of the year, but I mean, you can't name 10 fights that was better than this. That's all I'm saying. Like,
yeah, because pretty much like from the opening bell, like those motherfuckers went to fucking war. Like, and again, like Navarrete,
business.
Yeah, Navarrete. I mean, in a way, he kind of redeemed himself, from his last 2 fights. Like one where he almost upset, he got almost upset last year, and then the bias fight, I think it was last year, where he was losing every round, and then he wildered himself, and to get that win.
I love how that's like the slang of choice now for ring gang when you're damn. You need to pull out a victory and you get your ass whooped, outbox, and you just need to just throw a haymaker.
Yeah, in this case, it was a body shot that put him down, which was surprising. Like, so Navarrete, like it's just because I mean, honestly, I think you got the whole comparisons to Margarita. Like the whole Margarita comparisons were in full effect of the work rate, the stamina, the punching. Although asterisk on the punching because everyone thinks Margarita. Obviously the whole thing with the raps and shit. The chin and everything like that. Point blank.
His chin is proven because them hooks would have got a lot of niggas out of there. Like, Valdez was landing some crazy hooks. I'm like, yo, and this nigga was just turning with him and just being like, let me come right back. Like, he was rolling them shits like Valdez was throwing overhand hooks from hell, like just trying to kill his man. And every time one landed, he would shrug it off and come back 1, 2. All right, let me get back. Let me start working this nigga again. I don't know. Valdez couldn't hurt him.
Yeah, because usually when when he's just a little bit stunned, he takes that weird step back to the ropes and then he goes forward. And he goes forward again. Like it's. Like,
he walks away.
He showed me some skills though. Like I didn't, that Shaq meme. I apologize. I wasn't familiar with the game. Navarrete got some low key subtle skills to his shit. I didn't realize.
Yeah, no, and because like I said, because Navarrete has beaten a whole different variety of opponents. Like obviously, I think Ruben Villa is probably the one that's been Ruben Villa is probably the most technical fighter he's fought, and even Navarrete kind of put him on his ass like 2 or 3 times. Like because he
made him not want to engage. Like that fight showed me Navarrete could handle boxers.
Yeah.
And I picked Villa to beat him. Villa.
Yeah.
To beat him. I know y'all got me.
Yo, Shuttleworth, what is Navarrete throwing? He throwing an uppercut or is that like an upper smash?
That punch, uppercuts.
Punch, he spams that shit like crazy.
He be lunging in, but it works for him.
Like I never seen a nigga throw that many uppercuts in a row like that. Like that nigga just. It looks like a smash.
Uppercuts like niggas throw jabs.
He blinded Valdez's eye with that same punch over and over again.
Non-stop.
Because it's hard to counter. Because that type of uppercut, because the way he throws it, it's hard to counter unless you counter when he's like in the process of actually like doing it. But once that shit is like up there, people.
Because it's like a smash. Because it's like either he gonna hit you in the chin or he gonna hook it and. It's a good punch. It's a really good punch.
Another thing too, Rob, you got to remember, this is why I always got on you about keeping your elbows tucked. When your elbows tucked, you could disguise an uppercut like a motherfucker.
Yeah, it looked like he's throwing jabs and it's just coming like...
Yeah, it just come low, like pause.
Right.
And then that shit turned into, you kick, like, oh shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, I mean, and Navarrete, like I said, and on top of that, because his worker, he set like a real hard pace from the opening bell, and Valdez was landing, his left hooks in his right hands though, but it was just like he just couldn't keep up with the work rate, and the uppercut like closed his eye early, like that eye was like done, so like that was done early, and then Valdez was just falling back. I mean, Valdez, he was trying, he was trying to fight back though, but
when your eye gets swole like that, could another punch like explode that shit, or is it just gonna get more swollen?
I mean, it depends. Like, I mean, either.
Like, have y'all seen like a swollen eye get split and like sorry?
It's gonna swell up even more. It's gonna swell.
It won't. It's not gonna
This
split.
nigga wants some. Hey, yo, King P, this nigga want to see some Fist of the North Star shit.
No, because I'm like,
You want to see that nigga go like?
listen, the way his eye was, it looked like another punch. That shit was gonna like just burst like a gushers all over his face. Pause.
That should look bad. I'm shocked they didn't check it out because I mean they didn't get to the point where they could have checked it out though, but they didn't.
No, it's like no, that shit. That looked like he was going blind. Like if you leaving somewhere looking like that, like how the fuck do you like look in the mirror and be like, all right, I'm gonna be all right in a couple weeks? Like no, that shit's devastated.
I mean, that's the whole reason. Like, your eye swells to protect your eye from getting ruptured. That's the whole thing. Like, but you know, but sometimes what happens is like the bone, your orbital bone, can break underneath it, and it gets swollen. Like, but it's the swelling is a response to make sure that your eye doesn't get ruptured. Although a broken
it can happen before it gets swollen too. Eye. Right.
Yeah. So it's like his Valdez was just like he because Navarrete threw 1,000 punches in that fight. Like, dude was going off, especially like throwing like he was up there with the Paul Williams worker with throwing like 110, 120 punches in the last couple.
He was true workhorse. He was in there not playing.
But
he was like, look, I'm gonna get this.
He's more accurate than they give him credit for. Like, I felt those CompuBox stats were like bullshit. Like, and I'm not gonna lie. Like, and I'm glad Andre Ward is no longer at ESPN because, truth be told, he would have scored that fight a fucking draw. That motherfucker would have scored it a draw because it just always feel like they give Oscar Valdez more credit than he deserves in his fights. Like oh my, like dude, Navarrete had to land about like 400 punches on that motherfucker. Right. Ain't no way he just landed the whatever amount. What it was, like 200 or one something. Like nah. Like, he didn't get credit for a lot. Like, he was literally landing like damn 4 or 5 punch combinations. They don't have to land 100% clean. If they're landing 50% clean and higher, like, and you saw the damage it was doing.
Yeah, big damage, you know. And then this is the thing, is if you've ever heard us on our cast in the past, that we've talked about Oscar Valdez and the amount of punishment he's taken. Like, this is yet another big beating he takes, and he's getting fucked up, and it's like.
So what you think his direction is from here then?
He had 2 hard fights this year.
You think he's gonna take a hiatus, disappear for like a year or some shit?
I mean, he's gonna be down for probably 90 or 120 just off the eye alone. So I mean, he's not fighting again this year. He shouldn't fight again this year. I don't think he should.
Nah,
there's not a lot for him at 130. There's not a lot of opposition at top rank for him.
I think that guy.
But moving up ain't gonna do no well either.
I think Abraham Nova will get next, whether it be against Shakur or Navarrete. Nova kind of
probably Nova and Navarrete.
Yeah, probably Nova and Navarrete.
Yeah, that's a winnable. That's a winnable name fight for him.
How old is Valdez?
32.
I'm nigga, hang up the gloves and go. Nigga, go have a life, nigga.
Valdez might be low-key kind of, a little, don't say he's done, but definitely might be on his last.
Hang up the gloves. Like, if you were supposed to be one of the top niggas, you're getting beat by the top niggas now. It's a wrap. Once you're one of them and you start getting beat by all of them, you can't hang, nigga. It's a wrap. Hang it up.
Valdez ain't been the same since T-Gate. Ever since then, it's been all downhill. So
he's looked mid,
and he's giving himself the hard fights to prove what type of fighter he knows he could have been. But it's a wrap, no.
I mean, see, this is the thing. Like, Valdez has always had hard fights, but the thing is, they're always fights that are winnable for him. Where he's the guy who's the more skilled. He's the Olympian.
He
just makes them harder.
Yeah, he always has hard fights that shouldn't be hard, but they're hard because he makes them hard. Unnecessarily.
Yeah, a lot of his fights, like going up to the Scott Quick fight, they should have been like 117, 111, 118, 110, or late TKO. Them shits turn into 115, 113s, 116, 112s, like hard competitive 115, 113s, and like, come on, like
and I know, and like I said, I know Valdez because he's always like, you know, I'm a real Mexican, I'm a warrior, and do all this shit though, but like, goddamn, like not every fight has to be that fucking hard, bro. Like seriously,
dude, it's something in his style because you notice like he has defense. It just he can't transition it into them going forward and putting some type of steady pressure on Navarrete. He can only like Valdez offense coming forward and defense is about slipping one shot and throwing an overhand hard ass left hook or an overhand right hand with all fucking falcon punches with all his fucking power on them shits.
Yeah,
like he's not one of these niggas who could constantly like, okay, parry, block, slip, roll,
jab, work behind the fucking jab,
work like consistently work his way inside. Like like even though even Spence, who's more methodical, even he knows how to work his way inside better than Valdez. Like Valdez is literally like, okay, I'll throw a jab or two. Oh, you jabbing at me? Okay, slip. Rah!
Right, exactly.
And it's like, dude, like, yeah, that shit works against certain caliber of fighters, but even then, you fucking do that shit don't start working until like the 8th and 9th round. Like, look at the Valdez fight.
Yeah, because one thing, Valdez doesn't believe in breaking down his opponent. He's like, I'm gonna hit you with these smart shots, and eventually you're gonna fall. That type of shit.
Yeah, like Burchell's the only one he broke down.
Valdez was really trying to find that shot and just never came, huh? Basically.
Yeah,
it got there, but some niggas out there could take your shit, and you see Navarrete took it.
Navarrete he got stunned.
He just looked at him like, that's it. Yeah. And Valdez didn't even jump on him after that.
Yeah.
Shout out Blazing Killer. Blazing Killer said they thought Valdez would have caught Navarrete lacking.
And they probably did, because like I said, because Navarrete hadn't looked good in his last couple of fights, but instead it was just like it was the opposite. I mean,
there was a moment he was getting into the fight where if he would have really picked it up and, like you say, like worked the body really, because it was the middle rounds where Valdez was really like, okay, like I can
coming back
some round. Yeah, like he was coming back, like he was making it a fight then.
But he already lost 4 rounds.
Exactly, like shit, maybe 5 rounds, like
right.
But it just let HBN tell it.
I know, but
they was making it seem like it was.
Listen, round 6, them hooks was hooking. Like he looked like he was going to maybe land something significant, but it never came.
Yeah, he landed a few. Like the thing is, there was a couple where I felt like he buzzed Navarrete.
Nah, he was rolling every punch, yo. He never heard him.
I don't think he heard him.
He was just slowing him. He was slowing him down. Like he was like, "Fuck, this nigga keep hitting me when I'm trying to do my shit."
He slowed him down a few times, but there was a few times. I think there was when Valdez was making his comeback. There was one, I think, where Navarrete was against the ropes and he kind of like stutter stepped a little.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, anytime Valdez kind of slowed Navarrete down, he never picked up the pace. Yeah,
he didn't step on the gas.
A nigga like Felix Trinidad, if he knew he would have buzzed you or made you just slow down for 3 seconds, he would have boom, pow, pow. Mike Tyson, same thing. Joe Frazier, any swarmer worth his gloves. But Navarrete, but Valdez just kind of just let me see, like he kept charging up, like, dude, you can't keep holding down R1 the whole fight.
Right.
Pretty soon you're gonna have to take it off.
Yeah, Valdez's lack of creativity is very glaring.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, dude trains with Canelo. Canelo threw combinations. Well, why doesn't he throw combinations? Like it's fucking weird. Like, what are they doing in those camps?
Them shits was missing.
His combinations aren't as good. He throws wide punches, and he throws combinations. He gonna be off balance. Nah.
And he was only really landing when they was exchanging. And it's like, dude, never like Valdez, you got the faster hands. Like, why are you just let your hands go? Like, why are you loading up so hard? Like, what's the point? Like, and so that's the thing how Navarrete kind of beats niggas up. Like, he's letting his hands go, but then he still sneaks in the hard ones. But then the ones he sneak in that are hard, pause, they're not even sneaking in. Like, they like looking back at the, like, when they show the replays, it looked telegraphed as fuck. But in real time, it's you can't tell.
Right, exactly. Yeah, like, I mean, and Navarrete right now is done. Like, I mean, this type of the beating that he landed, he laid on Valdez. Like, I mean, honestly, you definitely gotta think of him as a pound for pound guy. Like, he because he is one. Like dude has beaten all types of different types of fighters, from a Dog Bay to a Joaquin Gonzalez to a Villa to a Valdez. Like, you know, like tough, you know, like all these tough styles, and he comes out smelling like a bunch of roses. Like, you know, dude's
face was clean as fuck. Looked like he literally just rolled out of bed on some like, world championship fight today. All right,
right.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Like,
hold on. Oh, what you about to say? My bad.
Yeah, I was to say, basically, Monster and Crawford started something. Like, niggas coming out looking immaculate after handing out top level ass whoopings.
Nah, cause niggas want to be like me and King P, man. Like, niggas know it's light skin summer, and so these niggas is just trying to be on the same shit. So they trying to put a little swagger in their punches. I see it. It makes for good television. So fuck it, like, you know, I'll allow it. But back to the comments, real quick, cause I want to make sure I acknowledge everybody. Salute Blazing Killer. What happened? Shut it. Yeah, man. You know, we trying to work through technical difficulties, man. So. That's why I got the headphones, you know. I you know, niggas ain't trying to hear the echo like that, God.
Yeah, there's only so much editing I could do about echoes.
Yeah. And I don't want the Podomatic numbers to drop. Niggas is like, yo, man, I used to fuck with them niggas, but one dude is just like, he yodeling in a canyon sometimes. He's spitting. But yeah, we saw that. Okay, salute about nothing and everything pod. Just got off my flight. Glad you had a safe flight. Yeah, get help. Salute, get that algorithm up. Appreciate it. Blazing Killer. Okay, we back to you. Before the fight, I was thinking Navarrete got technical flaws, and since Valdez is a sharp counter puncher out of a high guard trap, he could have done something, but instead he stayed in the inactive high guard.
Yeah.
Motherfucker lost me some bucks. Damn, dude, why you what the fuck? Like, dude, weren't you here? Like, you had all of us saying Navarrete
except Pilot.
Except Pilot.
So you know we was right.
Even when King P put his damn other shit in there, bro, we was all like standing on like the Navarrete. Like, usually when we stand on this shit, like, bro, like. And I know it was an Oscar Valdez fight, and we've been wrong before like this. And you know what? Okay,
famously,
I'm not gonna lie. If Pilot picked the opposite pick than the rest of us, it's like, you know, that's the wrong pick.
But there was one time when you and Pilot got it right, though.
But I was included, nigga. He wasn't by himself.
This nigga said everybody is Pilot on there. Nah. But the technical, real shit, Blazing Killer, but real talk, like, damn, I can't really fault you because we all got it horribly wrong with Burchell, so that's why I put out that tweet about Ring Gang got vindicated with this fight, because, you know, we all stood on it, like, before this fight was even made and talked about, we all said, man, if Navarrete fights Oscar Valdez, he would beat the shit out of him. He just all wrong for this nigga.
Yeah.
And I mean, Pat there, everybody was there. We all said it, and it happened. So, okay, a nigga with that high guard, yo, bro. Valdez has to initiate exchanges in order for him to be a sharp counter puncher. He's not a nigga who's just gonna like be aggressive and counter. He's gonna wait, and like King P said earlier, like it's predictable as fuck. Like he really only has like he just spams haymakers for his counter punches, and that's not enough for a nigga who has a chin, who has a reach, has height advantage,
who can move,
like, and who can move. Like he has a little quirkiness, like the Tyson Fury, Savannah Marshall to his game. So he rolls with shots, like Rome was saying. So he does all of that, and he got he's heavy-handed, and he has a volume work rate on top of that, and he spams uppercuts. Dude, a high guard is the worst fucking defense to be having for a nigga who spam uppercuts. Cause unless you're up here like gonna be doing this all night, or you some anime nigga who could time fucking blocks like this, that nigga's gonna eat you alive with them fucking uppercuts. Pause.
Yeah.
So you can't square up with a nigga who's throwing uppercuts, yo. And Valdez, you see when Valdez was doing with the defensive moves and he was making Navarrete miss. The thing is, yeah, that shit looked pretty. It'll make a highlight reel, but you notice he couldn't counter off them shits,
right?
Because that's not his game. That's not his tool set. He can't counter off the move. He ain't a Keith Thurman. So he'll do all that shit and make Navarrete miss, and then Navarrete will just go back to like, okay, all right, let me just calm down a little bit and let you get comfortable and try to just pressure me a little bit more, and then I'll go back to beating your ass again. Like, that's how Navarrete got back into the late rounds and started whooping his ass again.
Yeah,
and Valdez can't do nothing. He can't do both.
Yeah, and honestly, it looked like I was waiting for the doctor to wave this shit off because it looked like it was trending towards that. Like Valdez looked like he had enough, like, you know, but because his corner wasn't pulling his ass out the fight. But I was waiting for the doctor to call that shit off because it was like
you could tell Valdez was the one that they wanted to win.
Yeah, of course.
Like you could just like when even though they be on some like, yo, two Mexicans, there's always the Mexican that they want to win.
Yo, honestly, you could have made a drinking game from the amount of time they said Mexican this, Mexican war. Like, they ODing during the whole broadcast of the fight. Like, call the fight, nigga. We know that they Mexican. Like, you know, you don't have to keep saying it round after round.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
It was at the point they was getting to Tyson Fury lineal champion status with it.
They were trying to make it Morales Barrero, you know, that kind of level type shit.
Yeah.
And
it wasn't. God damn, it wasn't even the third fight.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It was good. Was it fucking was it Izzy and what's his name? Larios?
No, it wasn't.
No, chill, bro. Like, fuck no, it's not that. Stop.
No.
But is it Izzy and Larios?
No.
Oh,
it's not. No,
I rest my case. And it damn sure ain't Izzy and what's his name? Gonzalez.
Yeah, well, it definitely wasn't that. I wrote a nice article about that one too. Underrated.
Shout outs to Pat, Forgotten Fades for
that one. But yeah, no, like the fight. I mean, like I said, it was now the judging of the score. Now, so personally, I think the 116.
Spit, nigga, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, let's put it this way. It was a fight where you could see it as 116, 112, but you could also see it as a 118, 110 type of shit. Because, like, literally, like, it was... I mean, at first I thought it was a little wide, but then it was like, no, it probably wasn't. Like, because you can see it because, like, I mean, there were some swing rounds in there, but, you know, still where Navarrete could have, you know, they put in some work, but Valdez may have been able to pull it out. But it was that type of it was at least 116, 112 at the minimum. Like, it wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, at the very, like, that's how competitive the fight was at the maximum. Like, if you gave Valdez the benefit of the doubt, you understood the ebbs and flow of the bout, because it did have ebbs and flow, and you did have swing rounds. But every round was competitive except for maybe outside of like about 4 rounds with Navarrete. There's like Navarrete won 4 rounds that were like clear, super. Like he put his foot in his ass.
I feel like, especially in the championship rounds, I feel like Nav clearly won two or three. 2 of those clearly, like the last 2.
Nigga, he clearly won like the first 3. Yo, was it like in the first round where he landed like a 6-punch combination?
I gave the first 4 rounds to Navarrete.
First 4, goddamn, really? First 4? Jeez.
Yes, motherfucker, really, goddamn.
I mean, I think the second round was kind of like a swingish round, but I thought Navarrete edged it out. So
because the work rate, because look, dude, it's easy to score a fight for a motherfucker who is getting outworked and he just has his hand on he has his finger on the R1 button and he's just charging up a left hook and he's just following him around the ring and he's spamming him and he finally charges up one perfectly and he lands it and the guy who's whooping his ass is just like, alright.
But yeah, I had him win the first 4 rounds. I think Valdez came back in the next 2 rounds, the 5th and 6th, and then fucking Navarrete took over again. I gave
you can
Valdez,
make a case for Navarrete winning the 5th round.
Yes. I mean,
literally the first 5 rounds, you can make a case for Navarrete winning the first 5 fucking rounds.
All right, so this sounds like
I gave Navarrete 8 rounds. I had it 8-4. So
this sounds kind of like the Munguia Rosado one-sided ass whooping of the year, then more so than a fight of the year.
Yeah, but you know what? Rosado never looked like he was like gonna get stopped though.
Right.
I don't think Valdez.
Like Valdez looked like he was like Valdez. You could have stopped. Rosado was more like, hold on, like every now and then he's landing some combos on Munguia, and like, you know what I mean, like I don't know, like, but I feel where you coming from. I low key agree with you.
Yeah, no, but the Navarrete though. I mean, but either way, Navarrete was a clear winner. Like, you know, if you thought it was closer than that, like it wasn't no 115, 113. Certainly wasn't a draw.
No.
Like I remember I saw someone mentioned that he thought it was a draw. I was like, you must have been smoking that already.
Andre Ward, sit down, nigga.
Yeah, like
ain't no way that dude, like you even said, dude, 115, 113 is even bad.
Right.
That's horrible if you had that fight, cause dude, you could literally give anywhere from 2 to 4 rounds to Valdez.
Right.
And that's literally it. That's at the most. That's like giving him swing rounds, everything. Like you can't give a nigga a round in 3 minutes and he just lands 2 haymakers or 3 haymakers that don't do shit and the guy gets outworked up and down the fucking ring. Like,
right.
What the fuck are y'all seeing?
Yeah. No,
y'all just don't like to give credit to the awkward niggas. If it don't look pretty, motherfuckers just be like, nah, I can't believe I'm seeing this.
Yeah. I thought Oscar won at least 3 rounds, but I'm not gonna give him so much, like 5 rounds, 6 rounds. 6 rounds is egregious. That's crazy. Draw. So
but Navarrete.
And we don't need to see a rematch.
Hell no, we don't. Yeah, like
a rematch because they ain't got nothing else for Valdez. They got
130 at 130. They don't got shit. Yeah, they don't got really shit.
I mean, especially he don't need no immediate. Nah, fuck that. Nah. If it take 5 years to give Blue Nose a rematch, nigga, give him 5 years.
Right, because that was too much of a decisive ass whooping for a rematch to happen. Like, you know, like Navarrete needs to either go on, because Navarrete has fights where he can try to unify it at 130, like because there's competition from out there. Like Valdez needs a soft touch again because this motherfucker likes to get into he gets into hard fights.
Once upon a time, Adam Lopez was a soft touch.
And the sad part is Navarrete has had a lot of work that he could have had at 126 if he didn't eat his way out the division. Because he could fight Robisi, he could have fought who else was the IBF champion? I can't remember his name now. But yeah, he can't go down. So 130 is a wasteland at top rank. They ain't got nothing for him.
I feel like 130 does have a lot of talent across the board, but yes, the top rank didn't really have much in terms of to offer him.
So
Yeah.
But 130 been like that for a minute.
130 got a lot of talent. 130 low-key has a lot of talent. It's just
But they passed through.
Luis Alberto Lopez. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, 130. No, 130 does have talent, but it's just like they don't get in the mix like they do.
Not on that side of the street.
Oh yeah, that side of the street. That quote will never die.
Hold on.
Salute. Coach dead now for sure.
Salute Android. I see you. What it do? I don't think he was in here last week, man. But you know
Android, yeah, and I feel like the same way. Like one of my dream matchups in that weight class vicinity is Navarrete and Figueroa, because they both have a method to their madness, and I feel like that's just the perfect. That'd be a great fight.
Oh my goodness, like
Figueroa and Navarrete.
Now, that could be a fight of the year.
That would be a fight of the year.
That would be.
Easy.
I don't know how that fight will be. Like, wow. I don't know who I would pick for that. Like,
that's tough.
Maybe Navarrete. Damn.
I pick Navarrete easily because
Navarrete, he's at 130. He's been at 130 for a bit now. So.
Yeah. Fuck. But you know what? Like Figueroa, like I don't know, punch for punch, he might be the harder puncher, but Navarrete Navarrete. Fuck it, you right. Yeah.
Navarrete just simply has too much for someone like Figueroa. Figueroa gets hit way too much. Too. That's another one. That's another one that's probably on the I mean, so far because he's shaking off but he like dudes are getting hands put on him. It's like it's only a matter of time with him.
You would think the pretty boy would fight prettier.
But it looks like them Figueroas, they got chins, they got power in both hands and work rates out this world. It's weird how they both have, but then eventually it will erode. So it's like,
and that's the thing, you never know when it's gonna happen. Every fight is his new battle. So one nigga might hit you and his punch is just sharper than anybody else who threw punches at you, and he might be the one that or he might hit you. He might catch you by surprise, or you never know, man.
Yeah, no, but salute for. And I gotta mention one thing before I go on to the heavyweights, man. ESPN, you guys gotta be more responsive because that fucking feed, the ESPN feed was fucking up all fucking night. It was a pain in the fucking ass, and it was the same thing. Well, we're aware of this and we're gonna fix it. Like they were getting hammered because of this. I know because UFC was also on that night too. And I'm like, I pay $9.99 for this shit. Like, I need the speed to be working correctly.
Damn.
If I go find a
did that shit really start like super late? Like for real, huh? Like it wasn't showing a lot of the prelims. Am I tripping?
Yeah. And what do is they post the whole prelim on the fucking Twitter, like
on the Twitter. They would show. I mean, and those prelims are usually just a prospect versus a random jobber. But I still
jobber festivals.
But I still did want to see it. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of trash.
But
ESPN, you reminded me of two things, though. One was the goddamn Maury Povich level camera work in those locker rooms, my nigga.
Yeah, them dirty ass cameras, man. Fucking like
them niggas was like,
yeah, like this motherfucker's just like Oscar Valdez. He's sitting there having the moments. Then you see him breaking down and crying and stuff like that. I'm like, take the fucking camera off him. Like, what the fuck is
dude? Like. It's like, if y'all want to flash it real quick, go ahead, boom, make it a still image.
Yeah, make it real quick, but that was like 2 minutes.
Make it real quick, but
that was like 2 minutes.
Damn, like
it took someone else in the locker room to be like, "Yo, look, cut this shit." Like
that reminded me of when y'all remember when Saucedo had his interview after he had the brain bleed.
Yeah, and he started crying on camera, and then
and
then Lomachenko started crying on camera after the hand.
That one too.
Like dirty, dirty cameras, bro.
Yeah, they need to stop with that shit.
But the Saucedo one, I felt bad. He was like, he had the interview, heartfelt interview, then they just were like filming him for a good 30 seconds to a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Like them niggas is like, yeah.
While he's just crying and sad about his career being over.
And that shit was heartbreaking. Like I don't need to see that, bro.
Yeah, or the worst one was the Matias one, where after when he killed Dadeshev, like they showed him on the stretcher, like throwing up all this shit, like it was dirty.
They showed a murder. Yeah, they literally showed a murder on TV.
Yeah,
Yeah, them dirty cameras, yo. Like, yo, I like good camera work, though. But sometimes the camera is just not fucking needed in certain situations, man. Like, just let them be. Like, you know.
And one more thing. Shout out to Lukey because he had a dope tweet I seen earlier, and it was, is Navarrete a Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
And for this era, I believe he is right now. Like,
nah, he needs to
for this era, but technically he isn't. He's in the Hall of Very Good. I feel like he need a few more stamps, or maybe one more Valdez level stamp.
I think he needs another.
What if he wins a lightweight belt?
Elite win.
Come on, what if he wins a lightweight belt and becomes a 4-division champ? You know what I mean? Like that's like Broner and Mikey, they're 4-division champs. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, 4-division.
But I think that we want him because
Mikey a surefire Hall of Famer. Broner, niggas will argue you that he's not because too much shit happened after the third title. So I mean the third division. So I mean he Hall of Fame to me, but you know.
Nah, he's not Hall of Fame to me. That's for damn.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying, and I could respect Pat View on that because he you know, I know he can make it. Me being objective, I know damn well Pat can fucking argue Broner not Hall of Famer. So, but yeah, I thought it was just cool. I know we had is Navarrete pound for pound top 15. I believe he is. You'll see our updated pound for pound list.
Yeah. But Pete, didn't we have a poll on that? Navarrete being.
Hold up.
I mean, I voted yes. I don't know what y'all voted. Like,
I got it right here. Hold up. The top 15 pound for pound. Is he top 15 pound for pound fighter? Yes or no? 48% said yes. 52% said no. So,
wow, I thought it was wider before. Like I thought it was.
damn, is that close?
I thought because
how many votes was it?
27.
27.
Initially, I said no, but I voted yes. I think Initially, I said no, but yeah, I think
because it's like because I always say this. Can I really name 15 elite boxers better than Navarrete that are active, elite world class? And I'm not sure. And that was my same argument for Tank, but